What's going on this morning, family? Black Phoenix checking in. Before I get started, I would like to say happy Father's Day to all my fathers out there throughout the world who are doing a great job raising and rearing their children. Just salute you coming from me personally. I think that this world need more great fathers that teaches their kids the right way, so that way we can be able to really make a change in our world. So I wanted to make sure that I salute everyone who is a great father and doing their part to teach their kids right. Just wanted to give you some basic tools. I had a few people ask me, man, you got to get all of this, you got to do all of this, you got to get all of that. Well, I'm gonna give you just some basic tools that I use all the time to make money from home, to make money in the field, and just some basic things that you need. We know that the list can go on and on. Well, I'm gonna talk just about some squares because a few of my people don't know what the difference from the squares and the value of knowing your squares and your angles and your levels and having a tape measure. Those things right there, man, are very essential because you can be able to build and construct anything like the welding skill. You can construct anything you want, like the firebox or the staircases. You know what I mean? You can really make anything um, once you know how to use those basic tools, just some basic tools. You know what I mean? Nothing complex, nothing you have to go broke to go get. A lot of these tools you can buy used. Some of them you can buy very affordable on Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, places like that, even Walmart. Actually, you can even buy a couple of basic tools from the dollar store. So if you're really, really starting on a budget, you can go to the dollar store and get you a couple tools to, make some money. You can get a small tape measure from there. I'm just saying if you really, really on the budget, you know what I mean? So I just want to show you a couple things real quick. This is a frame of square. And I had a few people ask me about the difference of it. This is my small one. And to do small things, and just to help you square up stuff. You know what I mean? You know, pretty much just a frame and square to help you frame things, square things off. But it's good to have a big one and a small one. Personally, I like to have two of them. And these are speed squares. These are awesome because you see all these markings. Pretty much is a ruler here, and also a degree finder here. And then you can square things and bevel things off here. And the cool thing about it, because you can point here, you see this pivot point, and right here you got degrees. So say if this was your pivot point and you was looking to make a 45, and you see the 45 there, you'll turn it around till you hit that 45 when you're there. And this is how you use this. Because this thing right here, I like it because it can help you find the degrees. If you know what you point this, bam, 30 degree, 35, 30. You see what I'm saying? So you can be able to find it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat as to like eye level. So I think that you should have your speed square, actually two of them. Get you a small one and a big one. And this T beveler, man, this is no. So say you run to a situation where you have an existing degree or a existent um, piece of angle or something that's set in a spot, and you need to know what it is to be able to make a duplicate. This is what I use this for, because I can stick it up, I can find it without even thinking about it, set it, lock it in if need be, whichever way I'm using it, like this or like that, however you're using it. Find your angle, you can lock it. Now you can be able to trace them, and you can make duplicates of the one that was already there. To me, it just takes the thinking out of it. Now, the tri-squares, love these. Real good for fabrication. Say if you got to have certain lengths, like you need a inch on one side, and then on the other side it needs to be 6 inches. You can set your tri-square, because you can do pretty much three kind of things with it. You can level it here, you can use it here, you can use it here. It just depends on what you need. But my thing is that I like about it if I got to do certain pieces where I'm doing a lot of it, say you got to do a lot of 6 inch square pieces, I set this at 6 inches, mark it, square it, keep going. So it's good to have touch squares, a big one and a small one. Personally, I have had just the big ones. They nice, and then I ran into situations where I needed this one, so I just like having two of both. Just a good thing. Get you a good tape measure, man. This is just a basic 25 footer. You can do a lot with 25 foot. I have a 35 foot too, and I think they have a 40 footer, but I don't really deal. When I was dealing with steel all the time, I kept 35, so I still keep 35s on me. But 25s I use common. It's a common pool, but majority of the time I keep a 35 foot tape. And you want you a level. Now, you want to get you a small one because these things are very valuable when you leveling stuff up, or you're trying to make sure it's plumb, or having you a small one, man, is very, very valuable. A torpedo one is actually what they call it. So getting you a torpedo level is very, very, very good. These not expensive. Like I said, I actually bought the whole kit off of Amazon. I got the torpedo, the 2 foot and the 4 foot. So, and this is a 2 foot. Actually, this is a Fat Max. This one come from Walmart. I had this one for a while now, and still use it. And this is a 4 foot. And this one come from Lowe's. Actually, I have a 6 foot too. I'll show it to you. So when I was doing steel buildings, or when I'm doing buildings or carports and stuff like that, that's when I use that. That's my longer one, because majority of carports are at least 8 foot tall, 9 foot. So, but these are basic tools that can really make you some money. You already know about the other ones, so I'm not going to go in depth on the welding hood, which you got to have a welding hood, stuff like that. But these are just some basic tools right here that you can actually use to fabricate and make some things, because I be having people ask me, man, what kind of tools I need? And honestly, all of these here, you can get all of these used, man. You can probably find them under $200 to get all of these. Probably depends on where you're shopping at different flea markets. You might can get all of them for $100. But just starting out, these are some good basic tools to use to do some home fabrication, man. That way you won't limit yourself to anything, because there's so much you can do. Like I did, I used these basic tools to help me build a firebox. Help me line out the table. Line out the brace. Um, Make my square for my welder. Make the brace in the inside for the extra box when I threw it in there for the smaller toolbox I have. Um, Everything that I did to this was off of these basic tools. Nothing real fancy, but you can do so much with it if you utilize it. Like, built a stand. There's so much you can do once you utilize what you have. A lot of times we think we got to go broke. Oh, I got to get this. Oh, I got to get that. But we can literally use some basic tools, some basic things to really get us, really get a bag in our pocket. So today, this morning, I actually just wanted to come to you, give you some motivation. For those who probably still on quarantine or still going through their downtime or whatnot, and you do have some tools, or you do want to invest in some tools, there's a few things to invest in. Like I say, it's a framing square, speed square, T-beveler, speed tri square. I'm sorry, torpedo level, 2 foot level, 4 foot level, and a tape measure. You know, Nothing real complicated, but those things, man, I can't even explain to you the money you can make um, by learning how to utilize them, learning how to square things up. You know, and some things you gonna have to keep in mind if you are building it on something that is unlevel. Then you can use squares to help you make it level anyway. Or you might have something that you got to make it look level even though it's on unlevel ground. So then you have to cheat it some, or you might have a pitch, but you might have one side that's kind of like this. You might have one side that's high and one side that's low to make this even up square. I didn't seen it on houses before where you might have a pitch on one side 3 foot and then it goes all the way to 2 foot or at the other end, because of how the ground was unlevel. So they made it level, made the house at level. So there's so much you can do with it, man. I just want you to utilize your downtime, utilize your time when you do have the time and the extra money around the house to build something, man. There's so much you can do, there's so much you can make. I just think you just need to, think outside of the box. Just have an open mind and start fabricating, man. Start making some things, make you some money from home. Um, Craigslist is a good starter. Facebook Marketplace for a lot of people who have Facebook Marketplace. That's a great place to make some products up and throw them on there and see if you get any bites. See if anybody get interested in it. It's kind of like going fishing. You make something, you throw it out there, and if something bite on it, so I got something. Then you might have some people bite on all the time. You might be catching fish all the time. Getting money all the time. Then it might be periodically or whatever. But it's good just to come up with different things that you can actually make a turnover. You can make some money. So just keep your eyes open on different things you can do that's not too cost efficient to create, and then go from there. You can do a lot of things. Like I say, you can even start off just on doing small services, lawnmower repairs, welding, whatever you can do. You know what I mean? I try to be diversified in what I do. So um, I'm open to big things, small things. It doesn't matter to me as long as it pays the bills. You know what I mean? But having the right tools can most definitely make you some money from home. It's most definitely an asset learning how to use them, because there's many ways you can use them. There's many ways. So um, don't be narrow minded. Don't think that you have to go extreme expensive to make it happen, because you don't. You just got to make it happen. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. You don't have to be expensive, but you do have to make it happen. And you can utilize what you have. Just like, for instance, I made this stand. I could have made a complete stand table, but you see, I utilized the box and square is sitting up a certain height. Then I made one leg, squared it off, made a good foot on the bottom so that way it can stand and be squared up. And then I utilized that from using these tools. So it's all about learning how to um, have an imagination too, man. Oh, man. Before I leave, let me just say something about that, man. I made a video about don't leave your imagination behind, welders, and don't leave your imagination behind. You'll be surprised. You might come up with something, man. Just keep working on it until you get it right. The measurements might not be right first. This might not be right first. That's fine. But as you work on it and work on it, it's going to get better and better over time. Like, you literally going to have something that you can work with, but you're going to have to start from somewhere. So, I just wanted to come in this morning and say, utilize what you got at the house. Get your tools from pawn shops, flea markets, Craigslist, marketplace, different things like that, and start off small. Start off small. If you can start off uh, with new stuff and everything good, hey, I salute you. Do that too. But if you can't, you at least got to start from somewhere. So I would just say, hey, man, let's start from somewhere. Let's get some things off the ground. Let's make some money. Let's turn a new leaf, man, for this 2020. We're about to hit. We in the middle of it. It's been hectic already this year so far. People haven't been having to come up, create side hustles, get different odd end jobs just to make bills and things meet. So for those who have essential jobs, man, I salute you. Be safe out there. Protect yourself. For those who are going through the epidemic of not only being sick or getting sick or not wanting to get sick, but losing your job and don't know what you're gonna do. So my prayers go out for all of those, man, who's facing whatever the situation is. For those who really want to build something and do something, I just want to say, if you do have the skills and the tools around your house, you can do some awesome things. You can build some amazing things. You can actually get yourself out the hole. You can make some side money. Like I say, the money might not come fast, but it'll come on time. So just think about that, man. Sometimes we want that fast money, but when you get it fast money, sometimes you lose it fast. So all I just want to say is to you is just use the tools around your house, use what you got to get you where you're going, and then other doors are open. But you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere to start getting your hog on, investing in yourself, and getting you the small set of tools that you need to actually make some money from home. Hold on.